welcome back to another one of my videos on Logan Speed Shop. Today, back into the Mazda. We got the motor out here, we got the car ready to go up on stands, we got the boot empty, pile of stuff that we're going to potentially use again, pile of stuff that's definitely not getting used again, some stuff that's just staying in the boot for now. Alright, motor's chilling here, ready to go in shortly, and a table with parts ready for paint. Hopefully the sun comes back out shortly, get some paint onto them, just give them a quick scuff up, give them paint, make them look fresh. Nothing like old bloody worn out scratched parts going back into a bay when you don't have to, for the sake of 10 minutes to prep them up. Now for the bay, I'm going to rip off some of these hoses before I get into it. Just the heater hoses and the fuel lines where I don't need them. Otherwise, don't really need to move much. Radiator will come out. And yeah, ready for the motor to go back in. Should be a really straightforward setup to get the motor back in. I can't imagine it's going to be too hard. But next clip we should see some items painted and hopefully the motor going back in. Well, the bay's ready. Engine's there hanging. A few bushes and stuff there. And everything is painted up, ready to go. Need to use this mount and the bloody one next to it. Actually, I'll take that with me. What else do I need? These two as well. And yeah, just going to chuck it on a bit of a time lapse. Chuck the engine in. Hopefully it goes in there smoothly. So we're at a point now where she's kind of hanging in the right spot, but I didn't plan ahead, so I've got to find all the bolts. That way I can get it mounted in, then get the north-south cross member in, get it all into place. She saw there was a bit of a fight by myself just to get everything into position, but still didn't take too long. Alright, let's find all the bolts and get it bolted up. Alrighty, so the bolts are either finger tight or popped aside. Once I get these two mounts on, I can remove the crane and we're good to go. So let's get back into it. And there we have. Both mounts are in. Turns out suspending it by the crane is not great. Puts too much pressure on that bush there. So I'm just going to get the north-south cross member in there now. That way I can remove the crane, motor's in place. Pretty happy. Seems like this has been far too long coming. Successful apart from that bushing wanting to go in on the piss. Gonna see if I can get a hammer and smack it straight. Don't know if I will, but I'm gonna try. I ended up showing you part of how I put that cross member in because it was actually a hell of a battle. Chucked the dizzy in there just to block the hole, and I figured why not place the turbo on to see how we're going. Seems like the flange is real warped, and I got a problem with the internal wastegate actually touching the block. Should be able to oval out these holes a little bit, bring it closer, bring it back over this way about 5mm. Should be enough to make the space I need. It's just half bolted on there at the moment. Mainly just want to be able to see if I can fit other parts. So we got the elbow here, which get the cover off. Slides up and over apparently, but that's okay. End up cutting that bastard down, and it'll end up sitting probably like that. Might even mark that now so I can weld her up, get it done. That way when I'm working on the car next, it's one less thing to worry about. Not worried about the how I'm going to actually fit a bloody intake on there, but we'll make that work. Probably just a 3" to 2.5". and up, and then back out to 3" when I get up to the top for the filter. Got this little fella decided to come out and help me now. He's been locked inside most of the days. I've been doing stuff with the crane just so he doesn't get squashed. But yeah, it's looking like there's a bit of progress. Everything's starting to go in. I'll probably play around with this turbo stuff for a bit. Get that all marked out, work out where I'm going to put it all. Might actually chuck the intercooler up so I can work out the routing of the pipe. Maybe. Might just guess. Nothing wrong with a bit of guesswork as well. But yeah, get that marked. The internal wastegates are bastard, the manifolds are bastard. Hopefully I'm able to sand it flat enough and then the gasket will take up the rest. Obviously the cover's got to come off and get painted. These hitches can get taken off now. The intake manifold I'll probably just put on just to dummy up. Speedo cables in place. Drifter linkages can go on, I guess. Yeah, and then we'll start working out the fuel system as well. Got a few braided lines to make up and all that jazz. Sorry about that, that was a bloody weird view. Got to work out how I'm going to do that oil drain. It comes out here and the fittings here, which is not really ideal. And it's going to be a bloody bit of a shit show getting that to go on, but hey, we'll make it work. And then the rest of the line shouldn't be too bad. Actually turned out a bit harder to work on this car than I expected. Power steering pump just chilling at the front now. They can go up and get bolted back on. Actually, I might wait till the manifold to be done before it gets bolted on, just so it's out of the way. Dump pipe obviously not till the turbo remains on. And yeah, just gonna make the oil feed line as well. Alright, it's time to get back into it. Mark this bastard up and show you what it looks like tacked in place probably next. Well, nearly got beaten by my own TIG welding talent. Obviously don't weld a lot, so when I do, it sometimes is a bit of a challenge. But we've got the turbo elbow welded on. There's a couple little nooks and crannies that weren't the best, but we got it done. Next up, during the week, I want to get the loom made, so I've got Haltech Elite 1500 that'll be going on the car. Yeah, nothing too special there, just going to get all the sensors, everything plumbed up. Have to plug it into the laptop, make myself a wiring map, and yeah, build it out of that. At the moment, it just looks like a big bird's nest. I'm trying to work out what else I can do to knock out today. Might do some more welding on this bugger. Weld on the Wiggins clamp onto the end, as I know it's going to go straight on there. Got the fuel rail here, which I need to grind. I'll use my other hand. Need to grind one of the little rails off as it's not needed. That way I can paint that up and it can get mocked up and I can start building lines. Well, working out the lengths of the lines. Otherwise I reckon that's it for me today. Going to finish off a couple more little welding jobs. Just keep knocking at it and then hopefully be another video next week. Keep them coming. Like making a bit of progress on the car for a bit of a change.